Well, I'm painting in Paris again, Paris, Kentucky, at Stepping Stone Farm. You see my first 15 minutes of lay-in there on the canvas. But another beautiful day and a paint out with Kentucky Appalachia Outdoor Painters. Debbie Billups is here and a friend of hers as well. They're over another field away, trying to look for the best scene. But it's going to be a challenge, but I decided to go bold and do a 16 by 20 canvas, and that'll take a bit longer, but we'll see how it goes. Coming up, you'll see Jackie of Sterling Meadows in Mount Sterling. It's an assisted living facility. She drove a group of women over from Sterling Meadows, and one of those is Jane Johnson, 91 years old, who was there. She did a couple of pencil sketches. When she gets back to Sterling Meadows, she'll work in acrylic to do her final version of the sunflower painting. Jane was on the Lexington TV station a couple of weeks ago, and so I was inspired to meet her and get a talk with her. But I really liked when I heard on the story that you started when you retired, so there's hope.
It was an inspiration.
That's right, there's hope for me. So Jane is showing a couple of the sketches that she did. It was a really hot day, so she didn't stay long. She took her sketches back, and we'll finish them out in acrylic. Sterling Meadows, the hallways are lined with all of the work that Jane has done, but pretty neat to know she started when she retired and going strong when she's 91. I'm hoping that maybe by the time I reach 91, I retired this year, maybe I'll be halfway decent at this. I think I know why Van Gogh cut his ear off. This is really complicated, a lot harder than I thought, but I did want to show you something that interests me, and I'm going to try to work into the painting, is these flowers that haven't opened yet. I think it's an interesting thing to look at. Now that's going to be my focal point, is those flowers there that are blooming, but I think equally interesting are these that have not bloomed yet and are just about to pop. Usually I like to leave a plein air piece alone. Sometimes when I bring it back, I'll do minor tweaks. And for some of the plein air groups, especially for the exhibits, at least 50% of the work needs to be done on location or in plein air. I still think I'll be over the 50% mark, but I don't think I would sell this as a plein air piece because of the alterations I need to make. You know, they say when you do a painting that you're supposed to paint shapes, or masses and shapes, not individual leaves or plants. Well, that's hard to do when you've got all these individual stems and individual leaves of sunflowers. But as you see, it just looks like a bunch of dots, and I don't like how this part is resolved. I'm happy with the sky. I did it very loose. It's got motion to it. I purposely have it pointing down toward the focal point. And these flowers are okay, but it just doesn't look right. So I'm going to try to rub this out, blur some things back, and if that doesn't do it, start over in this area and see if I can do it as just values and masses and keep it as simple as possible. I might put some more dominant flowers down in this area, but I especially want to show more clearly, it doesn't come across here the way I wanted, the flowers that did not open, because I thought that was neat. And a lot of the field was unopened flowers. It's about 4 or 5 days before peak bloom on these flowers. but those tight clusters with just a little bit of yellow in the middle, I'd like to do some more detail of that. And maybe there's a way I could do a zigzag pattern here where it leads you in to the painting. So anyway, that's the plan. I'll do a time lapse to show the progress. Changes really only took about 15 or 20 minutes, and otherwise I was outside for 3, almost 4 hours on the plein air version of it. But you can see, brightened all this up, and I did look at it as masses. I squinted a lot more at the picture to get those values squeezed down to where I could see kind of just laying in brighter, lighter colors, and then only a few spots trying to detail some leaves, and yet it has a flow. And the thing that I really like was those flowers that haven't opened yet, and I made that a little more obvious with the darks and the lights, and that's much better. I'm happier with it, happy enough that I've signed it. Now the question is, with Linda, is it kitchen worthy? Is it worthy to hang in her kitchen? We'll find out.